Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have to tell you, looking at the latest developments in Port Charles, my mind is absolutely racing with all the possibilities. We are looking at 5 massive, earth-shattering scandals that are bubbling just beneath the surface, waiting to explode and leave nothing but absolute devastation in their wake. As someone who has spent countless hours analyzing the twists and turns of these characters' lives, I can confidently say that the writers are pulling out all the stops. These are not just your run-of-the-mill secrets. These are the kind of dark hidden truths that can completely destroy families, ruin marriages, and alter the course of a person's life forever. The sheer emotional weight of what is coming is staggering, and I want to walk you through every single glorious, heart-wrenching detail of what we can expect to see unfold on our screens. Grab a tissue, because things are about to get incredibly emotional. Let us start with a situation that is just breaking my heart, and that is the ticking time bomb sitting right in the middle of Brooklyn Quartermain and Harrison Chase's marriage. Now, I have always admired Brooklyn's fiery spirit. She has that classic Quartermain stubbornness, always trying to fix things her own way, sweeping her mistakes under the rug. But this time she has dug a hole so deep, I do not think she can ever climb out of it. We all saw the immense relief on her face when she finally confessed to Chase about framing Sweet Willow Kane. She thought she was wiping the slate clean, clearing her conscience so they could move forward. But, my goodness, she committed the ultimate sin of omission. She deliberately hid the most crucial, damning piece of the puzzle. She was the other driver. She was the one who panicked, put her foot on the gas, and fled the scene of that terrible accident, leaving someone injured and vulnerable on the cold pavement. I look at Chase, and I see a man whose entire identity is built on a foundation of law, order, and absolute moral integrity. He is a good, honest police officer who believes in justice, who looks at the world in clear shades of right and wrong. How in the world is a man like that going to process the fact that the woman sleeping next to him is a hit-and-run driver? It is not just a lie, it is a fundamental betrayal of everything he stands for. When the truth inevitably comes to light, because secrets in Port Charles always have a way of clawing their way out of the dark, the devastation is going to be absolute. I can practically see the heartbreak in Chase's eyes the moment his trust shatters into a million jagged pieces. Will their marriage survive this? I honestly have my doubts. You can forgive a mistake, but it takes a miracle to forgive a calculated, ongoing deception of this magnitude. When those chickens finally come home to roost, the storm that hits the Quartermain mansion will be one for the history books. Moving on to something equally tragic, we have the incredibly messy and deeply emotional situation involving Hudson Parker. If there is a golden rule in life, it is that eavesdroppers rarely hear anything good about themselves. And Hudson is about to learn that curiosity can be a very dangerous thing. He happened to overhear a highly secretive, hushed telephone conversation between Ethan Lovett and Ava Jerome. Now, anytime those two names are in the same sentence, you know there is a thick web of deceit being spun. Hudson has been on this desperate, soul-crushing journey to find Delilah Wilson's baby. As a man, I can deeply understand that primal urge to protect a child, to find the truth no matter the cost. The agony of not knowing the fate of that innocent little life must be a heavy burden on his shoulders, keeping him awake at night. It is only a matter of time before Hudson connects the dots and realizes the shocking truth. Little Phoebe Chase is inextricably linked to Delilah. When that revelation hits, it is going to send shockwaves through the entire town. What on earth is Hudson going to do with that explosive information? If he discovers that he is the biological father, I can guarantee you he will fight tooth and nail, moving heaven and earth to claim his paternal rights. He will not let anyone stand in his way. But what if he is not the father? Will he make it his personal crusade to rip that child away and deliver her to her rightful father, completely upending the lives of everyone who has come to love that sweet baby? The emotional collateral damage here is going to be immense. It is a heartbreaking scenario where a pure, innocent child is caught in the crossfire of adult secrets and lies. I just hope that whatever happens, the adults in the room remember that little Phoebe's well-being should be the only thing that truly matters. Now, let us talk about a situation that has me practically yelling at my television screen. The incredibly foolish alliance between Ava Jerome and Drew Kane. I have seen a lot of reckless behavior in my time, but deciding to team up and go to war against Sunny Corinthos is like deciding to go for a swim in a pool full of hungry sharks. You simply do not poke a sleeping bear, especially not a bear with the power, the resources, and the legendary temper of Sunny Corinthos. Ava is a brilliant, cunning woman. She knows how to play the game better than almost anyone, but her arrogance often blinds her to the extreme danger she puts herself in. And Drew, a man with a good heart but a misguided sense of righteousness, stepping into a mafia war zone he has absolutely no business being in. They honestly think they can outsmart Sunny, that they can pull the strings from the shadows and bring him down without getting their hands dirty. But Sunny is a man who has survived decades of betrayals, assassination attempts, and ruthless gang wars. He has eyes and ears everywhere in that town. When he finally uncovers this treacherous little partnership, and believe me, his retaliation will be swift, brutal, and absolutely merciless. I can just picture Sunny sitting in his office, his eyes turning cold as ice, meticulously planning a revenge that will completely dismantle both Ava and Drew. He will not just go after them physically, he will destroy their businesses, their reputations, and everything they hold dear. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife, and I am sitting here on the edge of my seat waiting for the inevitable explosion that is going to rock Port Charles to its very core. Speaking of explosions, we have a literal ticking time bomb sitting quietly in Carly Spencer's desk drawer. You all remember that incredibly tense moment when Brick, ever the loyal friend and protector, handed Carly that unassuming little USB drive. He warned her with absolute certainty that it contained dark, undeniable proof of Valentine Cassadine's most sinister deeds. Now, Carly, perhaps in a rare moment of wanting to avoid conflict and keep her life peaceful, decided to tuck it away, out of sight, out of mind, right? But let us be real for a moment. Carly is a woman driven by intense curiosity and a fierce need to protect her family. That USB drive is burning a massive hole in that drawer, calling out to her every single day like a siren song. Valentine is a man of many faces. He can be charming, romantic, and fiercely loyal to those he loves, but he carries the dark, toxic legacy of the Cassadine family deep in his blood. There are skeletons in his closet that are so terrifying they belong in a horror movie. What exactly did Brick find? Evidence of financial ruin, blackmail, or perhaps something far more sinister and violent? One of these days, Carly is going to have a bad day, or Valentine is going to cross an invisible line and she is going to plug that drive into her computer. The moment she clicks on those files, her entire perception of him is going to shatter into a million pieces. I firmly believe that this will be the final nail in the coffin for whatever relationship they have left. Carly is a survivor, and once she sees the undeniable truth of Valentine's dark soul, she will cut him out of her life with surgical precision, just as Brick predicted. The fallout is going to be spectacular to watch. Finally, my dear friends, I need to talk about a storyline that is so deeply unsettling it actually sends shivers down my spine. Our beloved Anna Devane is suffering in a way that is hard to even comprehend. To the outside world, she is putting on a brave face, smiling, and pretending that everything is perfectly fine. She has always been the strong one, the brilliant WSB agent who can handle any crisis with grace and poise. But behind closed doors, her mind is a terrifying battleground. She is being haunted by the horrific visions of Peter August. That vile, evil man is dead, but his memory is acting like a deadly poison, slowly rotting her sanity from the inside out. Can you imagine the sheer psychological torture of having your worst enemy living rent-free inside your own mind, whispering terrible things to you day and night? And the most horrifying part of all is that these visions are pressuring her, compelling her to commit murder. The fact that Peter's ghost is trying to force Anna to kill Britt Westbourne is a twist so dark it literally takes my breath away. Anna is fighting this monumental, exhausting battle all by herself, terrified of being seen as weak or crazy. But you cannot fight a war against your own mind without casualties. Her mental state is deteriorating rapidly, and soon the brave facade is going to crumble entirely. The terrifying truth about her hallucinations will be exposed to everyone. My only hope is that when the secret finally comes out, she is met with profound compassion and gets the professional psychiatric help she so desperately needs before she is manipulated into doing something truly unforgivable. These 5 scandals are weaving a tapestry of drama that is simply unparalleled. We are witnessing the calm before the ultimate storm, and I, for one, cannot wait to see how every single one of these characters navigates the treacherous waters ahead. It is a reminder that in Port Charles, no secret stays buried forever, and the truth always demands a heavy price. Thank you all for letting me share my thoughts with you today. Keep your eyes peeled because things are about to get incredibly wild.